This is over the 1200. Set for a start. Oh, they're racing, and Mia Dolce began okay. Laver Rod, don't know whether he just knuckled slightly at the start. Going forward, Boomtastic, down force as well. Well, Boomtastic at the end of 200 found itself in front from Mia Dolce on the outside, who was expected to lead. Laver Rod fires up to third, right behind the filly. Down force fourth, and Levitate with the neck arched over on the outside at the 800 next from No Apology. And back last of all when they'd settle is Silken Eyes. And so going along by the 700 mark, and the leader Boomtastic, the mare on top, 3/4 Mia Dolce, a length and a half. Laver Rod over on the outside, getting a great run just behind them outside. Down force, Levitate next, being niggled at here to stay on the back of Laver Rod. Coming into the corner, it's peeled off 3 deep. Then came No Apology. Silken Eyes will be 4 and 5 wide. They fan coming into the straight. Boomtastic kick 2 in front. Now Carberry calls upon Laver Rod. Down force looking for an inside run. Boomtastic is the leader. Laver Rod though in pursuit at the 100. Boomtastic and Laver Rod. Laver Rod got his head in front. Down force has run to third, but he's a maiden no longer. Comes away Laver Rod to beat Boomtastic, and Down force No Apology behind those in company with Silken Eyes. Then Levitate, who didn't fire a solitary shot. Weakened right back, second from last on the outside of the filly Mia Dolce. Laver Rod, number 6, has aced them here in race 6 today, the Amelia Park Plate. Laver Rod, Patrick Carberry, a maiden after 4 minor placings going into this run this afternoon. Back to 1200, back to 3-year-old set weights and penalties conditions, and makes it win number 1. Trained by Sean Casey, ridden by Patrick Carberry, defeating Boomtastic, who led Mia Dolce. And in third placing, Down force, who tracked Boomtastic through along the rail. Levitate failed to deliver. Laver Rod is by Toronado from Demachine, a daughter of Fastnet Rock, raced by Wally Daly. In the yard of Sean Casey, winning rider Patrick Carberry from Boomtastic. The Sessions filly from Zaboom for Ben and Joe Duncan. T. Taylor, A. Cairns. Prepared by Simon Miller, handled by Chloe Azapati, and Down force by Snippet Son from Fiorentina for Nev, Carolyn Parnham, and the Yarradale stud Bob Pearson. Neville Parnham and Stephen Parnham, the combination. It's 1 length by 3/4 the margins. The time is 1:11:03, and they've run home in 34.59. So Laver Rod, the favourite, and richly deserved this victory after being placed in both the Placid Arc and the Lastia Classic in his 2 runs to date this campaign. Not sure what happened to Levitate there. He was travelling full of himself early on. Pike had a stacker horse underneath Levitate. Whether or not he maybe choked down, possibly, I'm not sure. It's hard to say. I'm only surmising. He was travelling so well and probably too well. And then he came off the bridle and there was nothing at all there for him at the top of the home straight. I could see his tongue hanging right out the right side of his mouth. So whether or not that had something to do with it, he may have got his tongue back there and he could have choked down, but you can see his tongue just flapping away on the offside of his mouth. So that's clearly a part of the problem. All right, we'll go to Brittany in a tick. The next on the card, the Iron Jack handicap over 1,400 metres, and it's clear of any alterations. Well, finally, he gets the monkey off his back. A win today for Laver Rod, and Brittany's with the horse's trainer, Sean Casey.
Liked the call, Mac. Maiden no more. Sean Casey, that must have been music to your ears for this horse, who had to be one of the most well-credentialed maidens in the state.
Yeah, he's been racing with the big kids, and we've kept having a crack at him, and he's finally broken through. So yeah, it's really well done.
Whilst it's a drop in class from listed level, this was not an easy assignment today, so you must be particularly proud with how he's gone.
Oh, for sure. No, this is a very good field, and Paddy said this is not going to be a walk in the park, but he thought he was right up to it.
Just out of the gates, he didn't seem to jump overly cleanly. What was your assessment just watching it early?
I haven't seen it, but he is still new, you know, like he's still learning and he's still got a bit of growing to do. You know, like he's probably bred to be a perfect miler. So, you know, everything he's doing, I think he's, really PBing for his maturity.
Are you planning on stepping him out over a little bit of a journey? You mentioned they're bred to be a perfect miler. Is everything that he shows is that he wants that little bit more of a trip?
Well, I'm pretty sure he will get it, and his blood suggests that he will. And, we have got our eyes on going east with him. He's for the Victorian bonuses and whatnot. So, yeah, at the moment, we've got a lot to think about.
Is there a time frame in which you would head east with a horse like this? Is there a matter of ticking off a few more here before setting your sights there?
Just probably what's in the best interest for the horse, because he hasn't got West Australian bonuses. If he did have WA bonuses, we'd certainly use up his 3-year-old right through to August here. But it's just when it's the right time.
All right, well, looking forward to seeing what he can do. Congratulations on him breaking his maiden.
Thank you.
Sean Casey, winning trainer, a brilliant performance there by Laver Rod. And Scott, he really deserved this victory. A second in the Placid Arc, a third in the Listeer, and today he finally gets his maiden victory.
Absolutely, Britton. No doubt whatever he does throughout this preparation, whether or not it's in Perth or whether or not it's in Victoria, he will only get better as he gets older, Britt. I think he's still got a fair bit of learning to do, a fair bit of maturing to do, and he's doing things wrong, but he's very impressive in the way that he can finish off the races, and he was the best maiden in Western Australia until about 3 minutes ago. I'll grab Paddy Carberry for a little bit of a chat here, and he'll be all smiles, as he always is, Paddy Carberry. Paddy, tell us what happened coming out of the gates.
Stumbled on his head. Lucky enough, he recovered quite well and got into the position that we were after, but always a little bit of a concern in the back of your mind. Have they injured themselves, when they've done that? Because I think he just tried to jump a bit too quick for himself. He's still a bit of a lad, even though he's not a colt anymore. He's still a bit of a lad, and he likes to think that he's here for everyone to look at and whatever. A bit like yourself, mate.
I am standing about 6'8" in front of you, Paddy. Don't worry about that. Fair to say he's still got a fair bit to learn.
He still has. He's still got a fair bit of growing to do. He's still quite bum high, and he's got a lot of talent. He's met some decent horses before today, obviously in higher grade, but I don't think today was a weak race by any means. When he got to the front, he floated a little bit, but I just sort of kept him going and made sure he kept going to the line. Nothing that we want to teach him, sort of ease off when he gets his head in front. But it was really good. Good win for the team. Sean and Christy and Jake and Bonnie, not just for this horse, but with all the horses at home. It's a team effort, and we're all there doing the hard yards. And credit to the team back at home. They're the ones that put the polish on, and I'm here talking to you, but not because of just me. There's a big team, including Wally and the owner, and just good to get a win on the board with a nice progressive horse.
Well done, Paddy. He's very impressive, and so are you. Well done.
Likewise.
Laver Rod finally breaks maiden status, and certainly can echo Paddy's sentiments regarding the team of Casey's working hard to put the polish on Laver Rod. A wonderful job they've done. And Laver Rod, the name, I've just had a history lesson on how they came up with the name Laver Rod. The second dam is Grand Slam, so very well named. Laver Rod takes out the Amelia Park plate.